Whoever you are, we welcome you. Wherever you come from, we welcome you. Whomever you love, we welcome you. Sing with me. Whoever you are, we welcome you. Wherever you come from, we welcome you. Whomever you love, we welcome you. I'm so looking forward to not being a bass again someday. Oh, you are truly welcome here. I'm Reverend Michelle Buhite, the minister of this congregation. My pronouns, which I offer to create a truly inclusive and brave space for all to live into the fullness of their identities, are she and her. I'm joined on the platform today by one of our fabulous worship associates. If you're looking at your order of service, you might think maybe Charlie has changed. Charlie is up to here in snow, and so Julie has stepped in, and I am so very grateful. Our Director of Faith Development, Katie, is also snowed in, and so her assistant Molly will be taking care of our littles and offering their programming, which is, everything is so exciting today. It's just... So if children wander in, as you know, as people have dug themselves out or been struck by that, I don't know, that orb in the sky that is making light come down. What is that? I'm so confused. So they may wander in and be all excited, and we just share in that energy as well. All are welcome. All belong.
Good morning. As Michelle mentioned, I am not Charlie Destries. I am Julie Marquis, filling in for Charlie. Couple of feet of snow. He's staying at home and he calls himself a Western New Yorker. I mean, come on. I hope he's watching too. Again, my name is Julie Marquis, and I have been coming here for almost 2 years, an official member for just over a year now. And if I may, the topic for today of remembering our those who are no longer here, this scarf I'm wearing was one of the first presents my dad bought me on his own after my mom died. Mom was always the one who bought the presents, Dad signed the card. And so, excuse me, after my mom passed away and Dad was on his own with presents, this was, you know, a conundrum for him. So on my birthday that year, when I unwrapped this scarf, he said, "Do you like it? Is it okay? Did I do well? Is it good?" It's like, "Yes, Dad, you did great." So that's one of the reasons why I'm wearing this scarf today. We are so glad that each one of you is here today. If you are a newcomer, we hope you will keep coming back and make this place your place. For those who have already made UU Amherst your home, we hope you will continue to challenge yourself to grow and discover opportunities to learn and serve. If during the beginning of the service you find it a little difficult to hear, please feel free to move closer down to the front. There's always plenty of room and some comfy seating to entice you. We also have headphones at the usher's stations if it would make your experience a little bit easier. For those gathered in the chapel, I urge you to either place your phone on airplane mode or turn it off completely to free up web space and bandwidth for the live stream. Remember that we have a wider community than we can see as people join us online now and later via YouTube. Our attention to their experience is a gift. Everything about our time together has been carefully crafted to create a cohesive experience. So let yourself relax and be fully present to what unfolds around and within you. You are safe here. You are among friends.
When we gather, we employ the elements of water and fire to create the sacred space where we can be fully present. We begin with an acknowledgement that our church is built on holy ground. land that was nurtured and cultivated by those who occupied it before us. And so we offer a libation as our giveaway, as we honor the struggle of all people seeking justice and peace. We seek the courage and wisdom to heal the wounds of the past and to build a better future story with all our neighbors and fellow creatures together.
It is our custom when we gather to light a chalice, the symbol of Unitarian Universalist. Please join me in our chalice lighting words. We gather this hour as people of faith with joys and sorrows, gifts and needs. We light this beacon of hope, sign of our quest for truth and meaning in celebration of the life we share together.
Our gathering music this morning cannot be found in any of the hymnals yet. I hold out hope for a future hymnal to contain this song. The song is Weaving Our Lives by Alexis Sunshine Rose. We've sung it occasionally. So what we're going to do is Gregory will play it through once, and then we will sing it through, I guess, just twice. And we won't do it as a round, but it could be. Let's just hold that thought. So, Gregory, if you'll play it through. Okay, so we'll be singing both verses 2 times. Here we go. We are weaving our lives. We are weaving our hearts and our minds. We are weaving the light and dark threads of our journey through. We are our lives. We are weaving a blanket of light. We are weaving a basket to hold all that's true. All together. We are weaving our lives. We are and our minds. We are weaving the light and dark threads of our journey through. We are weaving our lives. We are weaving a blanket of light. We are weaving a basket to hold all that's true. Lovely, thank you very much. Each week as we gather, we take the opportunity to bring our whole selves into this container that is made sacred by our presence together. We bring our joys, our concerns, our sorrows, our feelings of overwhelm, maybe that just sort of sinking feeling that doesn't have a name yet. Maybe that exuberant feeling that doesn't have a name yet. And we bring all of that, trusting that this gathered community can hold all that we are and all that we bring. And so I invite you to come forward as you will and to place a stone or a shell on the table labyrinth, to truly bring yourself here, to trust us with you. Come forward as you will. I place a final stone in recognition of those who are joining us online. You are part of this community. So let's just share a couple of breaths, bring ourselves more fully into this space. We bring into our circle of love and care those who are ill and those who care for them. We bring into our circle of love and care those who are in pain, either in body or in spirit. Those who are lonely. Those who are overwhelmed and feeling lost. Those who have been wronged. We are part of a web of life that makes us one with all humanity, one with all the universe. We are grateful for the miracle of consciousness that we share, the consciousness that gives us the power to remember, to love, to care. May it ever be so in our lives. Amen and blessed be. Is anyone else hearing music? Okay. So Les, there's some kind of music happening that's not us. Oh, is it you? Okay, now I know your secret, Ron. You're listening to a football game in there somewhere, aren't you? Okay, well, it's just comforting to know that all of my marbles are still where they belong, so that's super fun. So I'm going to invite the kids, any kids and their grown-ups, and really anybody who's feeling kid-ish today and wants to see things that are in the Wonder Box, because it's, it's a pretty special box. And I wonder what's in it. Come on there. Do we have anybody else? Oh, okay, come on. Because I'm going to need some help. This box, you want to feel how heavy this is? Here. That's serious, isn't it? So you can tell this. I have things in here that I'm going to need some help with. You want to feel how heavy it is? Feel. Oh my goodness. It's actually heavy. I mean, I'm not just pretending. I could pretend. I'm a very good actor. Aren't I? Yeah. Okay. You missed your cue there. I can't. There's nothing I can say. So I am going to open the box and, ooh, it's very pretty, isn't it? Okay, Bowers, I need you to take this and I need you to walk toward the back. Just keep walking, okay? Head that way. Don't leave the room, just head that way. Okay, can you help? Can you carry some of it? Can you carry some of it? Can you hold on? Keep walking. Keep walking. Oh my goodness. Keep walking. Oh my goodness. Okay, Evelyn, do you want to hold some? Whoa! Here, you can be the anchor. Whoa. Okay, that's enough. Oh, there. Okay. So, this, if we wiggle it, let's wiggle it. Can we wiggle it together? Wiggle it. Wow. It's a river. And if it's a really windy, stormy day, maybe it gets really wild, oh my goodness. But sometimes it's really calm, isn't it? Very calm. So this is our special river because it represents the river of life. So if you were standing next to a river and it went around a bend, you might think, oh, the river ends there. I can't see any further than that. River ends right there with Bowers. The end. But no, it goes, and it turns, and it goes places that we don't even know. Life is kind of like that, and we don't really understand. We think we understand life. Sometimes we wear very official-looking clothes to talk about how much we understand about everything. We understand this much, and we understand this much about the river of life. So we're going to sing you to your activities. You can take the river with you. Want to take the river with you? Or, no? Okay, then I'll take the river. There. See how I do that? Okay. Off you go. Go in love, our hearts go with you. Go in joy, our hopes go too. Go in heal and grow in wisdom. Shine your light in all you do. And this is the point in the service where there's a shift in energy. We just had a little bit of an up in energy, which is why it's so fun for me when the kids come up and play along with me. That's the best. If you ever want a chance at that, you let me know, because it's the best part of the morning. No, the part coming now when I'm going to preach, that's the best part. Sorry. So this is a transition moment. It's a liminal space moment. And so I invite you to just, once again, settle into yourself. There are very few places in our lives where we sing together, where we sit in silence together, in a companionable silence together. You might not talk to the person sitting next to you on the train. That's different. It's still mysterious. It's okay. So we're going to sing one time through, again, We Are Weaving Our Lives, and use this as your meditation, your settling. We are weaving our lives. We are weaving our hearts and our minds. We are weaving the light and dark threads of our journey through. We are weaving our lives. We are weaving a blanket of light. We are weaving a basket to hold all that's true. I'm going to begin this part of the service with a content warning, because on This day, we are going to talk about loss and grief. You may have feelings. I hope you have feelings, melting the icebergs of the parts of your heart that have been broken. This container of love is where that melting can happen in the company of kindred souls. Is it possible to make that music go away? Although I may be dressed up in the trappings of my profession, bearing the mantle of ministry, I too am likely to have some feelings, and I'm grateful for the grace I know I will experience should I need to pause or should my voice break. Every person has experienced a loss of some kind. Some losses are healed over time, and some are sharpened like cold daggers that lay us open again and again. Wherever you are on that spectrum, please know that you are held in love here, even if it is your very first time in this company of kind souls. An Evergreen service is an opportunity for us to remember and honor those who have passed in 2024. I will ring the chime. I'm realizing that I neglected to bring the membership book with me to help me remember the folks in our congregation that have passed this year. And so I invite shout outs because we want to honor and remember. And then I'll ring the chime again, and you can call out the names of the folks that you have lost in this year. And sometimes those folks are furry. It doesn't have to have been people. It can be the more than human companions in our lives. It's fine if our voices overlap, because we are weaving a tapestry of love. And sometimes the colors and the textures meet and merge. And so I will ring the chime. And for folks who remember the names of those who have passed this year, I invite you to add their names. I think of Raya Martins and Maria Bardos. Grace Little. For all those whose names have been recorded in the book of life, we give thanks for their lives. And now, if there are companions along the way that you have lost this year, please call out their names.
Judy Meyer.
Becky and Bonnie Parrish.
June.
Claire Bell and Tuna Marie.
Maisie.
Kate Bush. Patricia Downs. John Brady.
in the struggle we choose for ourselves, in the ways we move forward in our lives and bring our world forward with us. It is right to remember the names of those who gave us strength in this choice of living. It is right to name the power of hard lives well lived. We share a history with those lives. We belong to the same motion. They too were strengthened by what had gone before. They too were drawn on by the vision of what might come to be. Those who lived before us, who struggled for justice and suffered injustice before us, have not melted into the dust and have not disappeared. They are with us still. The lives they lived hold us steady. Their words remind us and call us back to ourselves. Their courage and love evoke our own. We, the living, carry them with us. We are their voices, their hands, and their hearts. In a moment, I'm going to invite you to respond by approaching the Evergreen altar, which is over in the corner. Perhaps you brought a memento or photo of a long-lost loved one or guiding ancestor or one recently lost. Maybe the sorrow you are carrying is for a beloved animal companion or simply someone you have admired. All are welcome. There are boxes that you can lean things against, and there's also a basket of little votive tea lights. And so if you didn't bring something or brought something and still want to add to it, I just ask that you wrap all of that love and energy into one of the tea lights per person. So they are battery operated, so we don't have to worry about a blaze, although the candles up front are for reals. So I will take mine first. I guess I've always thought that living and dying are pretty connected. And my loved ones sort of flow in and out of my life, and that has just been sort of intuitive. And so I had my family tree, which has beloveds who have passed, but it also has beloveds who are alive and well, because we all occupy the same space. So I'm going to place my memento. The tea lights are here. And I invite you to come forward as you will and add your love and energy to this evergreen altar. those joining online, you may want to light a candle of your own at home. And if you are a very private person who maybe didn't feel comfortable in coming forward during this time, the end of the service, when everything is happening, we're all on the move, please feel free. This poem is entitled For Grief by John O'Donohue. When you lose someone you love, your life becomes strange. The ground beneath you gets fragile. Your thoughts make your eyes unsure. And some dead echo drags your voice down where words have no confidence. Your heart has grown heavy with loss. And though this loss has wounded others too, no one knows what has been taken from you when the silence of absence deepens. Flickers of guilt kindle regret for all that was left unsaid or undone.
There are days when you wake up happy, again inside the fullness of life, until the moment breaks and you are thrown back onto the black tide of loss. Days when you have your heart back, you are able to function well, until in the middle of work or encounter, suddenly with no warning, you are ambushed by grief.
It becomes hard to trust yourself. All you can depend on now is that sorrow will remain faithful to itself. More than you, it knows its way and will find the right time to pull and pull the rope of grief until that coiled hill of tears has reduced to its last drop.
Gradually, you will learn acquaintance with the invisible form of your departed. And when the work of grief is done, the wound of loss will heal, and you will have learned to wean your eyes from that gap in the air and be able to enter the hearth in your soul where your loved one has awaited your return all the time.
We speak of people passing away, moving on, transcending, transitioning, or so many other ways of describing the ending of the life we knew. I think we search for words, not only to soften the reality of our experience, but also because death and dying truly do not feel like endings. We have so many euphemisms to describe the ending of lives and the beginning of a new relationship with those with whom we have shared our lives, even if they are ancestors we have not met or only dimly remember. For example, it is unsettling to me that my daughter only dimly remembers being cared for by her great-grandmother, my maternal grandmother, Claire Marie. I've shared memories of Clara with you, and still I am undone to think of her being gone for over 23 years and unreachable because of dementia for 4 years before that. You see, she is my companion in my memories, in my dream life, and so for me, she is ever so present. My parents show up in dreams. Whether this is a visitation or some aspect of self that I have not yet confronted, I am grateful for their continued presence in my life. My theology makes room for that kind of continued relationship with our beloved dead. Because you see, I believe we are all connected. None of us is separate. I'm probably a universalist in the absolute widest sense of the word, because I believe that we are all a part of all of it. We're all earthlings. We all come from one source and we return to it. In his book, Hello, Goodbye, 75 Rituals for Times of Loss, Celebration, and Change, Day Skildkret recounts a story told by Bella Chagall, the painter Marc Chagall's wife, in which she remembers making candles with her mother in Russia every Kol Nidra, the sacred evening of Yom Kippur, considered perhaps the holiest day of the Jewish calendar. The story begins with her holding the skeins of thread as her mother weaves and dips the wicks in wax, praying for the living and the dead. Every dip, she says a prayer for those that are still alive. May all of us live long. Every weave of the string, she says the name of another who had died, her son, her aunt, her father. Tears mingle with wax over and over again until by the end of the story, the making of the candles and the prayers for her family have become one. Then, what's even more heart-rendingly beautiful is that her mother's memory candles are taken to the synagogue to be lit side by side with everyone else's candles made from their own tears and memories. On that holy night, the room is ablaze with the flickering glow of the village's candles, all remembering together. As I gaze upon our memory altar with the warm glow of candles and beloved objects and photographs, it is clear that we too are remembering together. We have entrusted our hearts to one another. The span of our lives is like the current of a river, a cosmic river that flows around bends in the landscape and disappears over waterfalls. When the night sky is clear, we may catch a glimpse of the Milky Way, which our ancestors named in awestruck wonder, noticing how it flows like a river of life. We are part of all of that. We are connected to everything that is and was and shall be. Time is a construct as relentless as it can seem to us. It is not linear. It is impossible for us to ever be separate from the river of life. All of us are a part of all of it, forever. Did you notice there's no contingencies? If you're good, if you do the special thing. No. All are connected, all of us, including our more than human friends and neighbors of the world, the trees, the squirrels, all of it. Even the mean things, the wasps and the badgers, all of it. We're all a part of all of it. So I want you to gather in that sort of bubbly feeling of the river. Anybody ever been to, what is that place called? Niagara Falls? I know it's a reach. And don't be embarrassed if you haven't been there because, when you live near a place, why would you go? All those tourists. But the churning of the water is magnificent. And even if you have brought sadness into this river that we've created today, it is melding and churning together and creating something dynamic and wonderful. So let's sing, because what could be more dynamic and wonderful than that? We're going to sing. It's hymn number 311 in the gray hymnal, Let It Be a Dance. I won't mind if you find yourselves swaying or possibly even dancing in the aisles. Just be careful. We honor our beloved dead and our own future return to all that is by living each moment as fully as we are able. I leave it to you to decide just what that means for you. So meanwhile, let's rise in body or spirit and sing a song. Let it be a dance we do. May I have this dance with you. through the good times and the bad times too. Let it be a dance. Let the song be heard. Play the music, say the words, and fill the sky with sailing birds. Let it be a dance, let it be a dance, let it be a dance. Learn to follow, learn to lead. Feel the rhythm, feel the need. To reap the harvest, plant the seed. Let it be a dance. Let it be a dance we do. May I have this dance with you through the good times and the bad times too. Let it be a dance. Everybody turn and spin. Let your body learn to bend and like a willow with the wind. Let it be a dance. Let it be a dance. Let it be a dance. A child is born, the old must die. A time for joy, a time to cry. Take it as it passes by. Let it be a dance. Let it be a dance with you. May I have this dance with you through the good times and the bad times too. Let it be a dance. Morning star comes out at night. Without the dark there is no light. If nothing's wrong, then nothing's right. Let it be a dance. Let it be a dance. Let it be a dance. Let the sunshine, let it rain. Share the laughter, bear the pain. And round we go again. Let it be a dance. You may be seated.
Making time for an offering of gifts and pledges is an opportunity for us to live into one of the core values of Unitarian Universalism, generosity. Our generosity connects us to one another in relationships of interdependence and mutuality. This congregation exists because of you, the acts of service you engage in, and your generous contributions. Every aspect of congregational life is made possible because of the generosity of members and friends, you. If anyone would like to help pass the baskets along the aisles, please come forward now, and the offerings will be gratefully received. Thank you, everyone. And now we will extinguish the chalice. We extinguish the chalice, not to quench the flame, but to return it to individual hearts. Please join me as we extinguish our combined flame and accept the renewed flame in our own heart, that each of us might bring more light and love to a dark and hurting world. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. As our service draws to an end, our service to the world is ready to begin. All are invited to stay for coffee and conversation in the Emerson Room, which is through the double doors at the back of the chapel or through the lobby. Parents, please remember to gather up your children and bring them to coffee hour, or feel free to take them to the playground with your supervision. Check out the lobby to see some goodies for sale from the clothing ministry and their basket raffle items. This is an excellent opportunity to shop for new and nearly new holiday gifts. All proceeds go to purchase more sturdy racks for the clothing ministry. As you are making your holiday plans, don't forget to include our winter solstice service on the morning of December 22nd and our Christmas Eve service at 3 p.m. on the 24th. These services will be very different from one another, with the 22nd honoring our relationship to the earth and filled with pagan references, and the 24th honoring the birth of the Christ child and the promise of peace on earth. As always, you'll find many opportunities for community, personal growth, and service printed in your order of service, in the newsletter and on our website. Remember, this place becomes your place as you participate in the life of the congregation. And now, please rise in body or spirit as we sing our closing blessing, and remain standing afterward for the benediction.
Now twinkle your eyes. Travel light and travel easy till I see you once again. Travel light and travel easy, and remember I'm your friend. Here's to the bridge builders, the hand holders, the light bringers, those extraordinary souls wrapped in ordinary lives who quietly weave threads of humanity into an inhumane world. They are the unsung heroes in a world at war with itself. They are the whisperers of hope that peace is possible. Look for them in this present darkness. Light your candle with their flame, and then go. Build bridges, hold hands, bring light to a dark and desperate world. Be the hero you are looking for. Peace is possible. It begins with us.